Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Toya Telly, and I'm back with another video. And this time, it's a review for Tyler Perry's Sistas on BET season finale. We start this episode with Hayden trespassing into Zach's new home that he just signed on. And he come to tell Zach, to threaten Zach, that he know how he got all this money. And if he don't leave Fatima alone, that he'll be going to the feds about it. He found out that Zach did an insider trader deal. He's threatening Zach that that's illegal and that he will go to the feds if he don't leave Fatima alone. So Zach like, I'd rather do a bid for Fatima before I leave Fatima alone. And trust and believe she gonna come and see me. She ain't gonna take that drive to come and see me before she ever go see you. And honestly, I don't even see why Hayden is still like pressed about the fact that Zach and Fatima got what they got, because Fatima don't want you. Even if she didn't have a relationship with Zach, even if she wasn't in a relationship with Zach, she still wouldn't want Hayden. And Hayden noticed, like, she have made this very clear to Hayden. So I don't even understand why he's still pushing up on their relationship like this. Like, dude, move around. Anyway, back over there at Club Eating, I see Fragro pull Sabrina up on stage to dance. And so he grinding all up on Sabrina. And Andy, she pulling her money out, fanning herself. I'm thinking she finna throw some ones. I thought she was finna get the party started. All in all, they looked like they was having a good time except for Karen. Karen, she was just sitting there basically looking bland, like she was really ready to go home. And of course she's not drinking because she's pregnant, but the girls don't know that yet. So they asking her why she not drinking and such, and they thinking she's not drinking because she's trying to be act like a first lady, being that she's dating a pastor and all this here. And I just, if the girl don't want to drink, she ain't got to drink. Really, you ain't, honestly, that wasn't even really nothing that they should have asked her in the first place, why she don't want to drink. So everybody ain't got to always drink every time they go out. So Andy looked at Karen and she was like, Karen, I apologize for hurting you. And I don't really know if Karen received the apology 100% because she sure wasn't looking like it. And then right after Andy said that, she asked, did you invite Sabrina? And, not Sabrina. She asked her, did you invite Fatima? Since that's your friend and all. I mean, we might as well go ahead and be a group. And honestly, I get that, because in the back of your mind, you know that you pregnant for Zach, basically. And so you really kind of slick want to get to know her, I believe. But I just don't feel like right now it's the right time, because y'all was just about to throw them paws at each other inside of the law firm. I just don't feel like right now it's the right time for you to be trying to invite her around you, because clearly you got beef. And so Karen excused herself from the table. She went to the bathroom or something. And then they started discussing the fact that Fatima carries a Glock and so do Karen. And it's just not a good idea for her to invite Fatima right now, because she could get ugly. I just feel like that was an unnecessary conversation. Like, honestly, whenever Karen first said, speaking of friends, have you spoke to Fatima? I'm thinking she finally finna ask the real question that needs to be asked here. And that's, Andy, speaking of friends, have you spoke to your friend Jasmine about these papers that I keep getting served to my shop? Yeah. Hop on that. Like, I'm thinking that she was finally about to confront Andy about the papers. Like, I just don't understand why we keep having all these unnecessary dialogues. But, anywho, Fragro or whatever his name is, Fagro. I'm just gonna say Fago, cause I can't really pronounce that F-R beside each other like that. F-R. My bad, I'm bad. But anyways, I can't really pronounce Fagro, cause it just don't come off the tongue right for me, or off the teeth right for me. So I'm gonna say Fago. Okay, so Fago walks up to flirt with Danny, and then he explains how he had been feeling her since school. And he was like, but you didn't want to talk to me because I was fat at the time. And then it was like, well, I was fat too. So what was we supposed to do? Just both be fat together? And I'm just like, no, Danny, you wrong. You wrong for that. Fago's still flirting with Danny over there, asking her to hang out after the club. The whole time, Sabrina over here eyeing his magic stick between his legs, just acting so fascinated. And I'm just like, Sabrina stayed fascinated with a size. Flashback to Jacoby, when she was just stuck on his size, talking about, oh, why is it so big? Why is it so big? You know, I ain't never heard her. I've never heard her even brag to the girls, brag to the sisters about Calvin's size. So you can tell the way she be fascinated about a magic stick, the size of a magic stick. I can tell that she likes something big. You know what I'm saying? So and then that speaks volumes, the fact that you ain't never expressed how big Calvin was, but you done expressed how big Jacoby was. You expressing how big this Fago boy is. That speaks volumes. That Calvin, I'm pretty sure this is Calvin. This is Calvin. And that's probably why it ain't working. So, moving on. Zach gets back to Fatima's apartment and tells her straight up that, look, Calvin, Karen pregnant. Fatima took it quite lightly, in my opinion. I mean, kind of a little too lightly for my liking, because I would have had more questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I would have wanted to know back when Zach went to see Karen at the shop and it went down in the shop, which is supposed to be the last time they had sex. I would have asked him, did you use a condom? Did you use a condom? Because that question was never asked. And so I'm just like, you asking, is she gonna keep it? You asking, is it yours? But you never asked, did you use a condom? Like, yeah, try to get to the bottom of this. Also, Fatima did ask, how far along is she? But Zach don't know. Zach was like, I don't know. She goes to the doctor next week. And so Fatima was like, okay, is it yours? And he was like, yeah. She only been with me and the preacher. And she haven't been with the preacher that long. Zach, Karen been knowing that preacher just as long as you've been knowing Fatima. And as many times you and Fatima done got down throughout y'all time of knowing each other, hell, I mean, I'm surprised Fatima ain't the one pregnant. And Karen been knowing Aaron for quite the same amount of time, if not longer. Because I believe Karen met Aaron before you met Fatima. Karen met Aaron before Zach met Fatima. So, and on top of that, Zach It don't take number one time, honey. It don't take number one time. So, I mean, before you start getting your hopes all the way up about the child being yours, I would advise you to wait until she actually sees the doctor and get a time frame of when all this happened. You know? I probably would have did that before even flying to go tell Fatima. You know what I'm saying? I would have made sure first because it just makes sense to me. But anywho, Fatima took the news very lightly and she said that they're going to work it out. It's just life. Zach also brought up about what Hayden, his little sneaky plan. Talking about how Hayden threatened him to go to the feds about the insider trader deal if he don't leave Fatima alone. So, and he explained to Fatima about the stock and everything like that. So Fatima was like, boy, I thought you had some devastating news to tell me. Like, she started laughing and everything. She was like, I got these. I'm going to handle these. Don't worry about Hayden. And so, of course, Zach's still a little worried because, I mean, his whole future is on the line right now. So, of course, he's still worried. But in the same time, he trying to put trust in his woman. So, he going to let Fatima handle it. So, we go back over here to Club Eden. And the girls are asking Andy who she over there texting. So, Andy like, somebody. And they was like, do Gary know about this somebody? Gary not gonna like this. And she was like, me and Gary broke up. And they was like, you gonna talk about it? You gonna tell us about it? Which I don't even know why would they even want to hear about it. This been going on and on and on since first season. Who cares? And so she was like, since I don't feel like talking about it, let's just cheers to that. Thank God. Because I did not want to hear about why you broke up with Gary. I'm glad they didn't do the dialogue on that. And so, Karen says she's not drinking because she got to drive tonight. Danny was like, I'll drive you. And I'm just like, why is y'all pressuring this girl? If she don't feel like drinking, if she want, let her do her. Just be glad she's here. Even though I wouldn't even care for her being there because she don't look like she want to be there. So, and so, now all the girls, they about ready to go home now. And so Andy and Karen, they first bounce. And then Sabrina, she tell Danny to start flirting with Fago and all that there. Because Danny was saying that she didn't want to go home yet because of Preston. Preston wasn't answering her phone calls or calling her back. So therefore, she didn't want to go home because she ain't got nobody to go home too. So Sabrina was like, well, flirt with Fago. Because Sabrina was about ready to go. She was about ready to go hit up Calvin. So they all the girls leave. Next thing you know, Fago, he come back over there asking Danny if she want to go have some drinks. And so Danny was like, why we can't have drinks here? And he was like, because we're closing. And I'm looking over there at the bar and I'm like, they don't look close to me. I see people over there drinking. But anywho, Danny fell for that woo-de-woo. And she waited on Fago to go get dressed and they left the club together. Okay, so now, over at Robin's hotel room, we got Andy knocking on the door. So he opened the door, let Andy in. She twirling all in. Hi, looking all sexy. I ain't gonna lie, them bosoms was looking nice. So they come in, sit down. Robin, he already drinking. Andy, she talking about, I'm just a little bit tipsy, about this much tipsy. And so, but she's still asking for more alcohol. And he pulled up some more drink and tell her that he was having plane issues. And she was like, well, why didn't you book another flight? And he was like, because it's my plane. And so she lit up being like, ooh, you have your own PJ? And so, and then she just be doing too much sometimes. She be too flattered with these guys. Like, girl, calm down just a little bit. And she was like, well, why did you take the, that makes no sense to me. Why did you take the case why did you take the divorce case if you have your own plane? And he was like, well, because, I wanted to get to know you. And then he told Andy that he owned the law firm. And he been wanting to get to know her. And she was just way too flattered in. Because she didn't even ask him for no proof. She just bust out and believed him. Like, but you're so young. Why didn't you tell me that I've been fucking my boss? Girl, do you even know for sure if this even your boss? Andy, you so naive. Like, make these guys come with some proof. Bring the proof to the table. And Robin was like, technically, I wasn't your boss when we had sex. No, he was like, technically, we had sex before I was your boss. And she was like, that's why you're smart. That's why you're smart. She was about high and ready now. So she went on, twirled over to the bed, called him on over there, and they did their thing. Now, we see Danny bringing Fago back to her apartment. And they get in there. He asking her, can he dance for her? And got the swirling all on her, doing the snake. And I was just like, hold on, wait a minute. They done put it all in slow motion and edited it all live with her laughing and having a good time and looking like, it looked like that me. Fago had fun, her and Fago had fun that night. I don't know, because at the Tyler Perry after show, she was like, it wasn't clear that Danny did anything with Fago. What show you been watching? Same question Tyler Perry asked her when she was talking about Preston broke in her house twice. Now, I ain't gonna lie. He didn't break in, but he popped up unannounced. And I don't like that. Because the lady let him in, the maid lady let him in, or whoever lady let him in. But what you doing popping up? Fuck a lady to let you in. It's still toxic behavior. And I understand where Danny was coming from. So now Sabrina and Maurice at the bank. Well, she asked Maurice about the Q situation and everything. And she was telling Maurice that she told Maurice that Q is not your daddy. And Maurice is like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And she was like, well, I spoke to your mom when you were in the hospital the first time when he had to fight with Alonzo. And then that's when Maurice was like, really? What did she say? And Sabrina said, well, she said that she love you and that she'll be praying for you and to be careful out here and da-da-da-da-da. And Maurice was like, Cal, she did not say that. She probably said that I might have deserved it because I'm not living my life the way God want me to live it. And I'm just like, Maurice must got one of them judgmental mamas that probably been cut the cord with him and washed her hands with him a long time ago, all because of who he chooses to be. And to me, that's not real love. So my heart goes out to Maurice. And Sabrina explained to Maurice how she know that his dad was on drugs and how his dad went to prison because that's the things that his mom basically discussed with her on the phone. And so Maurice had got real angry about it. Maurice was like, bitch, you need to mind your own damn business. And he lit up on her and he ran off. Because at that point, he had to got real heated. He had to go let them tails out. So Maurice ran off to his office and he spared Sabrina right then. You know, we see Fatima back at her apartment dressed in all white, baby. Robin calls her to tell her that Andy will be late because him and Andy got a breakfast date this morning, and so don't be expecting her at work right now. And Fatima, she was just like smiling and okay, hung up. They think they slick. I know they been screwing all night. I'm just like, I would have felt some kind of suspense to that. I would have called Andy and I would have made sure that this was real. Because why Robin call you and not Andy? Why is Robin calling you to tell you that Andy won't be making it to work on time because they got a breakfast date? Why Andy not calling you to tell you that? I would have checked on her because I watch too much crazy stuff. I done seen too much crazy stuff. And I just don't trust people. And Robin sounded very suspicious over that phone for it not to ring a bell to Fatima that something went right. Then Zach finally wakes up and come out to the front. He all stressed out and worried about Hayden and his little plan. So he was like asking Fatima, is she sure she gonna handle this and everything? She was like, I got this, don't worry about nothing. You just worry about that baby and Karen Billy. You just worry about this house and that baby. And he was like, our house? And she was like, yes, our house. So she getting with the program and everything. She really trying to ride for Zach, I see. So now back at the bank, we see Sabrina and Maurice again. And Sabrina comes out to apologize to Maurice about earlier, apologizing for calling his mom. And Maurice, he just took a moment to vent and open up to her just about his dad. And he gave us a backstory on his dad, which was very deep and very emotional. And he explained to us how he lost the only man that ever loved him, basically. And his dad was, one day his dad took him to the movies. And he was so excited to be at the movies. And to be at the movies with his dad. And as he was sitting there watching the movie, his dad told him, hold on, son, I got to go to the bathroom. So his dad left and went to the bathroom. And Maurice said that he sat there and watched that movie over and over and over. And while waiting on his daddy to come back from the bathroom. But his daddy was out. He was gone getting high. His daddy had done left him at the movie theater while he was gone getting high. And so by the time he realized that, look, my daddy not coming back, he went on and he called his mama to come get him. And he was like, his mama hated his daddy. And next thing you know, his daddy went to prison. And when his daddy finally got out of prison, it was Easter Sunday. And they was painting Easter eggs together, dyeing Easter eggs. And Maurice said he remembered his dad telling him he'll be right back. He got to go to the basement. He finna go down to the basement to get something. He'll be right back. And so Maurice, he wasn't worried about his daddy leaving him to go smoke or get high, because he was like, okay, he in the house. So I know he not finna go nowhere because we in the house. We're not out at the movies this time. So his daddy still took too long to come back from the basement. So it triggered Maurice because it reminded him of the last time. So he got up to go check on his daddy this time. And when he got up to go check, he found his daddy hanging in the basement. His daddy had done hung himself. And he said he tried to get his daddy down, but he wasn't strong enough. As a kid, he wasn't strong enough. And so ever since that day, he knew he had to be strong enough. He started tearing up, and Sabrina started tearing up, and the moment was just so sweet. It was sad, but it was touching. It was very emotional. And I was thankful that we got to get that little backstory with Maurice, because I always knew it was a backstory with him. Just on his personality, his character. I feel like he bring a lot to the show, and I hope next season, I hope he gets a better storyline. Now we see Andy back at Robin's hotel. She done woke up devastated because she got to go to work. She realizes it's late, and she still got on the same clothes from last night, and she's just devastated. So she was like, why didn't you wake me up? And he was like, well, you were sleeping so peacefully, I didn't want to bother you. He was like, she was like, I have to get to work. I have meetings today. And he was like, don't worry, I already called Fatima. She was like, why did you call Fatima? Now she gonna know I was with you. And she was just devastated. And next thing you know, Robin was like, don't act like you didn't enjoy last night. And Andy was like, I did enjoy last night, but it ain't last night no more. I gotta get to work. Robin wasn't trying to hit it. Robin was like, we just want to know if we can do it again. We just want to know. And Andy was like, who is we? And she looking around the room. Next thing you know, guess who done walked out the bathroom? Gary. Gary done walked out the bathroom asking Andy, can I join in? And I'm just like, what? Where is Tyler Perry going with this one? I did not see this one coming. I knew Gary had that set up. I knew Gary had a lot to do with this. With Robin and the Gabrielle girl, the threesome. I knew Gary had his name written all over that. But I'm just like, what? Have Gary and Robin been doing threesomes together? That's probably how they met Gabrielle. Ain't no telling. They probably done did threesomes with Jasmine. Like, Gary, I need to know how long Gary and Robin been on each other. That one was wild. So now we see Fatima. Fatima done met up with Hayden. Finally, she finna get that. Fatima done met up with Hayden. And she finna deal with him. So, she pull up, pop out, asked him. She told him, I know about you threatening Zach with the feds. And Hagen was like, inside the trader deal, it ain't nothing he can do about it. What he gonna do? And she was like, and by me asking you nicely, I see it ain't gonna stop you. And he was like, nope, that ain't gonna stop me either. And Fatima was like, okay. And by me telling the partners, I see that ain't gonna stop you. By this time, she pulling out her brass knuckles, sliding them on her fingers. Hayden think it's funny. He bust out laughing, talking about, what you gonna do? Hit him with pop. Fatima ain't waste no time. She hit him with that pop. And next thing you know, Hayden started bleeding out the nose. He was like, damn, Fatima, I'm finna hit you. Then he messed around and hit Fatima with that Jody. Hit her with that Jody on baby boy. I swear. He backhand her across the nose. I can't believe you hit me, Jody. Fatima said, you hit me. That's what I wanted you to do. She called for her goons. She whistled for her goons. Next thing you know, they popped out the van, parked right beside Hayden. One of them walked over, politely grabbed Fatima out the car. And then he hopped in the passenger side and got the beating Hayden up from the passenger side. The other boy beating Hayden up from the driver's side. Hayden just getting beat up from east to the west. And so next thing you know, Hayden's up there screaming, Fatima! While he getting beat up, he just, Fatima! Fatima done walked off in all white, baby. Deuces. And I'm just like, why is Hayden even screaming her name right now? Baby, Fatima not finna turn around and help you. Fatima sent them for you. Like, Fatima the one flew them out, bruh. And you think that Fatima finna help you? If anything, fight back. Fight back. Because you know what? I don't feel bad for you, hey, because you sat there and watched Andy get jumped in that same parking lot that you just got jumped in. And I ain't see you hipping. So why you want to scream for some help? Boy, bye. But anyways, I had fun with y'all. That was the review of Sistas by Tyler Perry, season 3 finale. Now, we finna head on to season 4, starting, I think, January 5th. Either way, I'll be reviewing that season as well. And I hope to see y'all in more videos. So stay tuned. Until next time, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like, share, and hit that notification bell button down below. And I'll see y'all in more videos. Peace.